Alright, so I am now going to be analyzing the leaks for Samaria, which if you haven't seen my video on it, Samaria has... It's not a leak, not leaks. Samaria has been posted about, which is crazy. So this, you can expect a lot of, like, you know, sort of Thermofist users, as Jern Redside at Ravenna talks about it, and it's a very similar island to Ravenna. You can see the Mount Caesar-like mountains, and there's boats like ketches, and you even have brigs now docked here, which you will be able to get the frigates, I really don't care about pronunciation right now, but you'll be able to get them at Samaria once they come out. At least that's what I'm figuring, because I don't know where else you would get them. This should be where you buy every large boat for the Nimbus Sea, as it's going to be the biggest island in the Nimbus Sea, because Vetex has confirmed, if you check on the wiki, there's one large kingdom island per sea, which Jotunheim is the largest, which will be the Vermeer's C1 for Kirax. Samaria has got to be up there as large, as this is about the size of the world. Magic map. Next of all, you see there's a lot of like building caravels and stuff, which there are no sort of NPCs or quests here, and I think that'll come later. I'm not going to dive into too much of town details I see here, because there's another image that actually features the town, but you can see there's already spawns for gunpowder barrels and such, and you can see the flags. It's a very green and white area. It sort of resembles some parts of it that you'll see in another, I think. I don't want to say anything really, but to me it represents sort of Arabian type thing, possibly. I'm not an expert on how different places look. I'm too American to determine that, so correct me if you want. But they also have a pond there, probably for warm fishing. And then there's another town in the background, as you can see. I'm not sure what that is. I believe that's the castle, as well as a main large mountain there. So you can see the flags of Samaria being flown, and I don't think many of these will have interiors, but if they do, that'll be awesome. As you can read some of these, I'll just scroll through them, so if you want, you can read these. Yeah, treasure charts are gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, next up, this is the image with the castle and things. Now, if you compare this to over here, which is why I think that up there is the 3 spires is the castle. Number 1, 3 spires. Number 2, match up the boats in the mountains. And this is where the second town is going to be, or the capital of Samaria, I believe. So castle, we've seen 2 towns, a castle so far. And there's a lot to see here. This is by far the biggest of them. Back there, I believe, my speculation that would be the Forest of Masts, as one of the earliest revealed chapters was the Forest of Masts. And pirates, sort of a Forest of Masts would make sense, and because the first chapter obviously has something to do with pirates. Vetex making a bunch of rock pillar islands seems to be a familiar pattern, but I have a feeling that's probably a Forest of Masts, or like a shipwreck graveyard type area, where the first chapter is going to take place there. I am pretty sure of it, or that's the Wilderness Island. It's not Mount Oithrus, which Mount Oithrus, I don't know if you see my mouse, but it's probably going to be somewhat around Zero, or behind that island. Third image, I will go back to the other ones, shows another different point of view of the capital. The reason I know this is, look, you can see that boat over there, that pillar, I was wrong, that's Mount Oithrus, I think. Because, as you look over here, it's probably taken somewhat near Mount Oithrus, but if you match it up to the sides, I don't have a map with me right now, but it seems to match. There's like even mushrooms growing. There's that area, which looks like you could possibly learn a fighting style there. Vetex has confirmed, again, it's on the wiki. There is no treasure charts, or no fighting styles. There's going to be treasure charts, which will be a nightmare, but there are no fighting styles being added in the Nimbus Sea Part 1 update, which is this update. Going back to this, it's a lot of the same town stuff in the first one, as well as the castle. There's not much I can really see and get in, but again, this is what made me think sort of Arabian. But you see the same outline as you see in Ravenna, the Ravenna Castello, but this is a full-on castle where I presume the queen lives. Going back to these pillars is what I want to talk about. So we know there's Mount Oithris, a wilderness island, and a story island at the time of releasing this. Now the wilderness island, I feel, wouldn't be that. I think that that's the story island, as a forest of masts would probably, you can see a forest, and it just seems like a Jaws type area would be a place for a shipwreck graveyard, and it does look something like Jaws or Shell Island resembling. And over here, there's that, which cannot really clearly be seen from here, but you might be able to see the top of it. These are the current images we have from the vetex Twitter. Also, you can say Arcane Odyssey Twitter. This is a location you will frequently return to, meaning multiple chapters for Samaria, which is just awesome. And we're gonna get more sneak peeks, but Samaria is nearly complete. I think there's a reason he hasn't shown the other two towns. They're probably built. Maybe there's a town or two to go, but you know, it's been a month, so most of the map is complete, but definitely well worth the wait. Nimbus is gonna be awesome. But thank you for watching. Yeah, Samaria is gonna be fun to do treasure charts.